blood, betrayal, and a bomb that just shattered an entire dynasty. What you're about to witness isn't just another wrestling segment. This is the moment when family loyalty died in front of millions, when a son looked his uncle in the eyes and spoke words so venomous, so earth-shattering, that the entire wrestling world stopped breathing. Solo Sikoa just pulled the trigger on the most devastating revelation in bloodline history, and Rikishi, the man who's seen it all, done it all, survived wars inside and outside that ring, he absolutely lost his mind. And if you think you know what happened, if you think you can predict where this story goes next, I'm telling you right now, you have no idea what's coming. This is SLAMZONE, and you're locked in for the ride of your life. Before we dive into this chaos, I need something from you. I need you to be part of this journey with us. If you love wrestling, if you live for these moments that make your heart race and your jaw drop, hit that subscribe button right now. Become part of the SLAMZONE family. We break down the most explosive moments in wrestling every single week, and we do it with passion, with detail, with the kind of analysis that makes you see these stories in a whole new light. So please, do me a favor, hit that notification bell, smash the like button, drop a comment telling me what you think about what's about to unfold, and share this with every wrestling fan you know. Because what we're about to break down together, this deserves to be seen, discussed, and remembered. Now let's get into it. The arena is electric. You can feel the tension crackling through the air like lightning before a storm. The crowd knows something massive is about to happen. They can sense it. That's the thing about wrestling fans, they're not just spectators, they're connected to these moments on a level that transcends entertainment. This is personal. This is emotional. This is real. And then the music hits. Solo Sikoa makes his entrance, and already you can tell something is different. There's a coldness in his eyes, a purpose in his stride that sends chills down your spine. This isn't the enforcer we've grown accustomed to seeing. This is a man on a mission. This is a man who's about to burn bridges and reshape the landscape of an entire legacy. The tribal ink on his skin tells the story of heritage, of bloodline, of family bonds that are supposed to be unbreakable. But sometimes the strongest bonds create the most devastating explosions when they finally snap. The crowd is buzzing with anticipation. Some are cheering, some are uncertain, but everyone is watching. Every eye in that building is locked on Solo Sikoa because they know, deep in their gut, that something monumental is coming. The commentary team is trying to make sense of what they're seeing, trying to read Solo's expression, trying to prepare the audience for what might happen next. But how do you prepare anyone for an earthquake when you can't see it coming? Solo grabs a microphone, and the arena somehow gets even louder. Fans are yelling, some supporting him, others questioning him, and the noise creates this incredible atmosphere of unpredictability. You can hear it in the crowd's voice, that mixture of excitement and fear, because they've invested in this bloodline story. They've followed every twist, every turn, every alliance, and every betrayal. And Solo standing there in that ring, microphone in hand, represents the latest chapter in a saga that has captivated the wrestling world for years. He begins to speak, and his voice cuts through the noise like a blade. There's no hesitation. There's no doubt. Solo Sikoa is about to say something that changes everything, and you can hear it in the tone of his words before he even gets to the revelation. He talks about respect. He talks about power. He talks about what it means to truly lead, to truly command, to truly deserve the position at the head of the table. And with every sentence, the tension builds higher and higher. The camera catches fans in the crowd, mouths open, leaning forward, completely absorbed in this moment. Some are holding up their phones, desperate to capture history in real time. Others are just frozen, waiting for the bomb to drop. And it's that collective holding of breath that makes wrestling so incredible. This isn't scripted drama that we're watching with detachment. This feels like reality unfolding, like genuine emotion exploding in real time. And then Solo says it. He reveals the truth about who's really leading MFT. The words come out of his mouth, and it's like a grenade going off in the center of that ring. The crowd erupts into absolute pandemonium. Some fans are screaming in shock, others are jumping out of their seats, and the noise level is just deafening. The commentary team is losing their minds trying to process what was just said. This isn't a minor storyline development. This is a complete upheaval of everything we thought we understood about the power structure, about loyalty, about who's pulling the strings behind the scenes. The camera work captures every angle of this moment. Close-ups of Solo's face show a man who's completely committed to what he just said. There's no backing down. There's no taking it back. He just dropped a truth bomb that has permanently altered the trajectory of this entire saga, and he stands there with the confidence of someone who knows they just changed the game forever. But then, the music hits again. Rikishi's entrance theme blasts through the speakers, and the energy in that arena shifts dramatically. This is the legend. This is the man who paved the way for generations. This is family walking down that ramp, and everyone knows that what happens next is going to be absolutely explosive. Rikishi isn't just a former superstar. He's the patriarch. He's the elder. He's the one who's supposed to keep the family together, who's supposed to maintain the legacy, who's supposed to ensure that the bloodline stands strong against all threats. The camera catches Rikishi's face as he makes his way to the ring, and you can see the storm brewing behind his eyes. This isn't the fun-loving, crowd-pleasing performer that fans remember from years past. This is a father figure who just heard his nephew disrespect everything the family stands for. This is a protector who just witnessed betrayal at the highest level, and the intensity radiating from him is absolutely palpable. Rikishi climbs into the ring, and the two men stand face to face. The size difference is notable, but it's not about physicality in this moment. It's about respect. It's about loyalty. It's about whether the younger generation honors the foundation that was built or whether they tear it down to build something new. The crowd is at a fever pitch, chanting, screaming, completely invested in this confrontation between family members who are standing on opposite sides of an ideological divide. You can see Rikishi's chest heaving with emotion. His hands are clenched. Every muscle in his body is tense with the weight of what he just heard. And Solo? Solo stands there unflinching, absolutely refusing to back down from the words he just spoke. It's a clash of generations, a clash of philosophies, and the electricity in that building could power an entire city. Rikishi grabs a microphone, and when he speaks, his voice is filled with a mixture of anger and heartbreak. This isn't just business. This is personal. This is family. He talks about sacrifice. He talks about legacy. He talks about what it took to build the foundation that Solo and others are now standing on. And every word comes from a place of genuine emotion, from a place of someone who's watching the family he loves being torn apart by ambition and power struggles. The crowd is hanging on every word. Some fans are actually getting emotional themselves, caught up in the authenticity of this family conflict playing out in front of them. Because wrestling at its best isn't about the moves or the athleticism. It's about the stories. It's about the human drama. It's about watching people we care about going through situations that resonate with something deep inside us. And this confrontation between Rikishi and Solo Siko? This is hitting every emotional note perfectly. Solo responds, and his words are sharp, calculated, and devastating. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to. The power in his message comes from the truth behind it, from the conviction in his delivery. He challenges everything Rikishi just said. He questions the decisions of the past. He makes it clear that the new generation doesn't need permission from the old guard to reshape what the bloodline means, to redefine what power looks like in this family. And you can see it breaking Rikishi's heart in real time. The camera catches that moment when the realization hits him. This isn't a misunderstanding that can be cleared up with a conversation. This isn't a temporary conflict that will resolve itself. This is a fundamental shift in the power dynamics of the family, and there's no going back. The old ways are being challenged. The legacy is being questioned. And the young lion standing in front of him has absolutely no intention of backing down. Rikishi takes a step forward, and for a moment, it looks like things are about to get physical. The crowd anticipates the explosion. Security at ringside tenses up. The commentary team is speculating wildly about what's going to happen next. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife, and everyone in that building is on the edge of their seats waiting to see if this verbal confrontation is about to become a physical war. But before we see what happens next, I need to pause and ask you something. Are you enjoying this breakdown? Is this the kind of detailed, passionate wrestling analysis you've been looking for? If the answer is yes, then do me a huge favor right now. Hit that like button. Subscribe to SLAMZONE if you haven't already. Join this family of wrestling fans who live for these moments. We pour our hearts into every video, breaking down the nuances, the emotions, the storytelling that makes wrestling the incredible art form that it is. So please, take 1 second, show some love, drop a comment below telling me what you think about this Solo and Rikishi situation, and make sure you've got that notification bell turned on so you never miss when we drop our next video. Because trust me, we've got so much more incredible content coming your way. Now let's get back to this explosive confrontation. The two men are inches apart now, and you can feel the years of history between them. Rikishi isn't just looking at his nephew. He's looking at someone he helped raise, someone he watched grow up, someone he thought would honor the family legacy. And Solo isn't just looking at his uncle. He's looking at the old guard, the previous generation, the symbol of everything he believes needs to change. It's a clash that transcends this single moment and represents a much larger conversation about tradition versus evolution, about honoring the past versus creating the future. Rikishi's voice cracks with emotion as he speaks again. He talks about watching Solo as a child. He reminds him of the sacrifices the family made to create opportunities. He pleads with Solo to reconsider, to remember what the bloodline truly stands for, to think about the consequences of tearing apart something that took decades to build. And in those words, you hear a man who's desperately trying to save his family from self-destruction. The crowd reaction is mixed. Some fans are firmly on Solo's side, believing that evolution is necessary, that the new generation deserves their chance to lead without being held back by the past. Others are heartbroken for Rikishi, sympathizing with a legend who's watching his legacy being disrespected. And that division in the crowd perfectly mirrors the division in the family itself, making this moment even more powerful because everyone watching has to grapple with their own feelings about loyalty, change, and what it means to honor where you came from while still forging your own path. Solo's response is the final nail in the coffin. He speaks with a finality that makes it clear there's no negotiation, no compromise, no middle ground. He respects what Rikishi did in the past, but he makes it absolutely clear that the past is over. The future belongs to a new generation with new ideas and new leadership. And as those words leave his mouth, you can see something break in Rikishi's eyes. It's the moment when he realizes that the family as he knew it is gone. The bloodline has fundamentally changed, and there's nothing he can do to stop it. And then it happens. Rikishi absolutely loses it. The emotions that have been building throughout this entire confrontation finally explode. He gets in Solo's face, and the rage, the heartbreak, the frustration all come pouring out at once. His voice is shaking with intensity. His body language is aggressive. This is a man who has been pushed past his breaking point, who has watched something he loves being destroyed right in front of him, and who cannot contain the storm of feelings anymore. The crowd is going absolutely insane. The noise is overwhelming. Fans are on their feet, screaming, caught up in the raw emotion of this moment. Some are chanting for Rikishi, others are chanting for Solo, and the energy in that arena is unlike anything you've seen in recent memory. This isn't rehearsed. This doesn't feel scripted. This feels like genuine human emotion spilling over in the most authentic way possible. Security rushes the ring as things threaten to get physical. Other superstars come out from the back to separate the two men. The chaos is controlled but just barely. Rikishi is being held back, still yelling, still trying to get it Solo, the decades of wisdom and restraint completely abandoned in the face of this family betrayal. And Solo? Solo backs away slowly, never breaking eye contact, making it clear that he said what he said and he meant every word. As the segment comes to a close, the camera captures both men one final time. Rikishi, being restrained by multiple people, the anguish visible on his face as he realizes what's been lost. And Solo Siko, standing tall, defiant, representing the new order that's just announced itself to the world. The imagery is powerful. The storytelling is perfect. And the implications for what comes next are absolutely massive. This is the kind of moment that defines eras in wrestling. This is the kind of confrontation that fans will remember for years. This is where storylines pivot, where new chapters begin, and where the landscape of professional wrestling shifts permanently. Solo Siko just drew a line in the sand, and Rikishi's reaction showed us exactly how devastating that line is for everyone involved. The aftermath of this is going to be incredible to watch. How does the rest of the family respond? Who sides with Solo's new vision? Who remains loyal to the old guard and the legacy that Rikishi represents? What does this mean for championships, for alliances, for the power structure of the entire roster? These questions are going to drive storylines for months to come, and we're here at the beginning of something truly special. I want to thank you for watching this breakdown with me. This is why I do what I do. This is why SLAMZONE exists. To capture these moments, to analyze the emotion and the storytelling, to celebrate wrestling when it's firing on all cylinders like this. If you enjoyed this video, I'm asking you one more time, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video with every wrestling fan in your life, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Do you side with Solo's revolution or Rikishi's tradition? How do you think this plays out? I want to hear from you because this community is what makes doing this so rewarding. We've got so much more coming. More breakdowns, more analysis, more passion for this incredible sport we all love. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss a single upload. The journey is just getting started, and I want you with me for every step. This is SLAMZONE, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep that wrestling spirit alive, and remember, legends aren't born, they're made in moments exactly like the one we just witnessed. Peace.